Take this overboard now.
What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Vanderpump Rules Season 10 Episode 9 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken seriously or literally, meaning my jokes and jones. So if that works for you, let's get into this review. But before we do, I got some behind the scenes tea for you guys that's really going to impact your thoughts on tonight's episode. Make sure you guys pay attention to this picture that I have up on the screen. This is a screenshot from tonight's episode where Ariana and Raquel hug each other. Very friendly, very happy to see one another. But when I give you this tea, honey, it's going to make you look at Raquel even more like the dirty, grimy heifer that she is. So Tom Schwartz was on Watch What Happens Live tonight with Andy, and Andy asked him, when did he find out about the affair? And Tom said that Sandoval told him that he and Raquel had a one-night stand in August, right? And then in January, he came back and told Tom Schwartz that he was in love with Raquel. Now, in between August and January, he was telling Schwartz that he was trying to break up with Ariana. He tried millions of times. You know, it was over between them. He was leading him to believe all of this, okay? He also went on to say that the kiss between him and Raquel in tonight's episode was very much real. It wasn't him trying to be a decoy for Schwartz or anything. I mean, for Sandoval or anything like that, because he didn't even know about them until after the fact. Now, Scheana's wedding was August 23rd, 2022. Okay. They kissed at the wedding, prior, the day before, whatever. And he said that Tom Sandoval came to him after the wedding in August and told him that he and Raquel had a one-night stand. Now, what he didn't say on Watch What Happens Live was, because he said that he asked Tom, well, did you sleep with her before or after I kissed her? But the conversation got cut off and he was never able to answer. So we now know that at some point, either before August 23rd or after August 23rd, Raquel and Tom Sandoval had the one night stand. Child, I cannot. Now, he did say that at the reunion, Ariana ate Raquel and Tom up. Ate them up. He was like, I didn't even know she had it in her. He was like, she eviscerated them. And I don't blame her. And I will be doing a Vanderpump reunion looks video for Fashion Killer next week. So get prepared for that. So I just wanted to give you all that tea of the fakery that's going on here, child. Now let's get into tonight's review. Episode begins where last week's episode left off with Allie leaving the table because she was just embarrassed with how James was acting. He was acting a fool like he always does, and she didn't want to be a part of it, so she left. So we then see Schwartz and Katie going to have dinner with one another. And I'm like, why y'all still having dinner with each other? Are y'all doing this specifically for the show? Like, what's going on here? Because y'all are in that really bad gray space after a breakup where you trying to be friends, but there's so much, hurt and animosity and anger still and disappointment that old stuff is just guaranteed to come up. You're not going to just be able to be cool with one another. No time has passed. So like these dinners and meetups that they keep on having is just ridiculous at this point. So, it's obvious that from the beginning, they were just supposed to be friends because they have a great friend vibe. Romantically, no. They should have never taken it as far as they did. So he has since they've divorced, he says he's more prone to defend her. And she vehemently disagrees and says that he even defends Brock over her. And he was like, I was a great husband to you. And she says that he didn't defend her. And Tom was like, cuz you abused it in the beginning. And they arguing back and forth. And Tom was like, I think it's better when we don't talk as much. Oh, that hurt. I know that hurt. That hurt my feelings. So Katie starts to cry. And she was like, all these people surrounding you and being your friend, and they've been awful to me. He was like, it's only been 2 people. She was like, yeah, Scheana and Raquel. And he was like, well, you were a provocateur for some of it. And she looks at him in disbelief and storms off. Like she had it at that point. And I think that as far as the Raquel and Scheana situation, I think it's both sides. They mess with each other. Mainly her when it comes to Scheana. Her and Scheana have been going back and forth for years. So as Raquel is concerned, I don't feel like Raquel has tormented her or treated her any kind of way. I think it's the fact that she felt some type of way that Raquel had the balls enough to tell her that she wanted to kiss her soon to be ex-husband at this point. So that I get. But, I also feel like Katie has a victim mentality where she always plays the victim. And it's just like, if you knew that he never stuck up for you, why did you marry him? Why did you stay with him for so long? That's what you need to be concerned about and worried about and going to therapy about, was why did you marry a man that is a perpetual child, never wants to grow up, doesn't defend you, isn't romantic, never really valued you, disrespected you all the time. Like, what was the point? What was the point of it all? It was to stay on the show, like make it make sense. Let's not forget when they first got married, they weren't even really married, and then they got exposed, and so that's when they really got married. Girl, this whole relationship was just redonkulous. So Allie decides to return to the table because I know she was hungry. That baby needs to eat. So Scheana tells the girls that she invited about a group event that they're going to have the next day on a boat and, prep for the wedding. And James was like, Lala doesn't want to go. And Scheana gets mad because, what you mean you don't want to go? We spoke before coming on the trip and you said any large events, you would most definitely be there. You just didn't want to be in intimate settings around Raquel because you don't like Raquel. And at this point, like, girl, this is my wedding. I ain't got time to be policing folks about who don't want to be around who and who don't want to go to this and who don't. If you ain't gonna come and support everything, to stay your tail at home. Like, we're adults. You don't know how to be in a room with somebody or be around somebody that you don't like and just avoid them. For me, like, grow up, please grow up. So Scheana, of course, gets upset and was like, I'm about to go check on my baby. So Scheana in her confession was like, what is Raquel going to do to make her not feel safe? Because she was saying that she needs to be in a safe environment. Girl, dang on well, you ain't scared of no dang on Raquel. As much as you eat her up and antagonize that girl, Lala, sit down. So Lala runs after her and tells her that she didn't want to cause any drama because she's not in fight mode right now because of things that happened in her own personal life before she came on a trip. And it's just like, girl, you always got an excuse for something. So Scheana feels like Lala is there more for Katie and Kristen than she is for her. And I would feel some type of way too. Like, this is my wedding weekend. You see them heifers all the time. You can kick it with them. Like, you supposed to be here supporting me. Be here and support me. See them on your own time or whatever the case may be. But like, girl, get in the game or get out. And I agree. This is part of the reason why she didn't want Katie to come, because she knew that Katie was going to be pulling crap like this. And it's kind of funny at the end of the day. So then we see Kristen go and check on Katie, who's back at her room at this point, and they get a knock on the door. And so she thinks that it's Tom. So she runs to the door and sees that it's Raquel. And she's like, what is Raquel doing here? So she opens the door and Raquel was like, can I talk to you for a minute? It's only going to take a minute. So she lets her inside the room, and it's hella awkward because, they don't even like each other. And Raquel comes to tell her that Scheana wanted her to come tell them that they are not invited to the preferred areas where they're doing the wedding activities. And Katie's sitting there looking like, what? Like, who you talking to? Like, and you can tell she had a look on her face like, She'd going this far with it. Like, okay, since you gonna take it this far, I'm gonna take it even further. So here go Kristen talking about is it just her or like me too? And I'm like, girl, she don't like you neither. Like, who are you, first of all? So Raquel was like, she just doesn't want you around. Talking to Kristen. So Katie was like, I'm going to go wherever I want to go. So Raquel was like, okay, I just came here to relay the message. So that's when we see her go back to the wedding festivities, and Raquel spots Ariana, and Ariana was like, hey, and gives her a hug, and they hugging each other. I'm just looking at the screen like, girl, you don't even know. You hugging the enemy. You are hugging the op. You are hugging the single white female, the hands that rock the cradle, honey. You are hugging this floozy. Your man's jump off and sidekick chick, and you don't even know it. And I'm like, this fake heifer all up in her face, hugging on her, knowing she'd either slept with her man or was about to at some point. Girl, I cannot with Raquel. Ooh, Lord, I cannot. So Raquel then goes on to tell Scheana that she went and told Katie and Kristen what she said. And Scheana in her confession was like, girl, it was a joke. But the fact that she did it and that she listened, like, that was low key savage. Like, she was proud of Raquel. So Lala tells Allie the next day when they have a one-on-one on the boat not to become so swept up in the James of it all, because she got swept up in it. Raquel got swept up in it, and you don't really see what's going on when you're in it, and basically how he ruined folks' lives. And, Allie just sitting there like a deer in headlights like she always is. But Allie is another Raquel, where she makes us, like how Raquel made us think that she was just this little sweet, Bambied, doe-eyed little thing that didn't have a mean bone in her body and was oblivious to everything and was living in a Barbie land and a Barbie world. Baby, Allie is the same way, child. I see right through Allie, honey. I got my eye on her. And just like I thought, she ran back and told James, of course, what Lala was saying about him. And of course, she was going to do that as her man. But James was not having it. James in his confession was talking about warning Allie about what? She was engaged to Fat Man so long we didn't even see each other. Do you know what you're getting yourself into, Lala? Did you know what you were getting yourself into? He called that man Fat Man. Child, one thing James gonna do is read a bitch, honey, because James reads the girls down, honey. But low key, he has like some sense here in this regard, because like, girl, you can't tell nobody about nothing because you got swept up in a whole lie because you was chasing a bag and got your life ruined, got a fake ring, got a baby, got lawsuits and all types of stuff dealing with your baby daddy. So you need to be focused on that and not Allie and James, honey. She'll figure it out. She didn't watch the show. She know what she doing. So after that, Katie and Kristen go eat at a restaurant that is coincidentally, and I say that in air quotes, right next to where Scheana's party, all white party is. And Katie did it on purpose, of course, because the restaurant was right near the preferred areas for where she was having her wedding activity. So she was like, okay, you don't want me here, so now I'm really gonna be here, which is so ignorant at the end of the day. Like, girl, I would have more things to do than to be sitting in Mexico trying to aggravate Scheana, of all people. So Scheana has a fire show and some Blue Man Group type stuff going on with everybody. And Katie and Kristen like, do you see what's going on? What's happening? Can you see anything? Just so thirsty and ignorant. Now, mind you, Lala is over there with them instead of being over there at the wedding. And I'm like, why are you over there with them? You supposed to be celebrating this girl wedding. This is one of your closest friends. I recently just started watching Scheana's YouTube channel, and her and Lala are extremely close in real life. So I'm like, why aren't you over there with her? This girl wedding, instead of being over there with Katie and them sitting and having dinner. And of course, Scheana knows that she's over there because she spotted them. And she felt some type of way, and she had every right to feel some type of way, because you told me that you would come to the events that were, you know, in a large group, so you wouldn't have to be next to Raquel. And this was one of the larger group events of, you know, the wedding weekend or whatever. So she felt some type of way, and she had every right to be, because that's fake and fugazi. Like, did you come here to celebrate my wedding, or did you come here to have a girls trip with Katie and them? Which one is a girl? Scheana then asked Schwartz, is he gonna make out with somebody at the wedding? And as soon as she said that, baby, Raquel was like, can I join this conversation? Like, just thirsty, honey. So this is making me think that she hadn't slept with Sandoval yet. I think that she had sex with Sandoval after the kiss with Schwartz. And it probably was at the wedding in Mexico, because they could have easily slipped off together and did something. That's why it was a one night stand in August. So according to the timeline, that would make sense. Scheana's wedding was August 23rd. Her and Schwartz kiss. Sandoval then tells him that at the end of August, he had a one night stand with Raquel. It would make sense that it would be in Mexico, because like I said, they can dip off with each other. So I think she kissed Schwartz first and then ended up hooking up with Sandoval after that, at some point during the wedding festivities. That's how I think it all went down. So she over there like, oh, pick me. I want to be the one you kiss. So they then go off to the side by themselves and go sit together. And Schwartz was like, you know, I'm so sick of people trying to get us to make out. You know, I kind of want to do it now. And Raquel was like, you know, I just can't stop thinking about it and everything. And he looking like, oh, word. And so Raquel in her confession was like, you know, my attraction to Schwartz definitely outweighs my desire to be friends with Katie. Now, mind you, the confessionals are filmed after the fact. So she knew what she was saying at that point, because she was already smashing the homie or whatever. So, child, this is just a mess. And true enough, they ended up kissing in that episode. And from what we learned tonight on Watch What Happens Live, when Katie and everybody else find out about it, it's going to be so much blowback. And woo, this is now when things are about to heat up in Vanderpump Rules. And I am here for it all. Overall, I'm going to give tonight's episode of Vanderpump Rules, I'm going to give it a B+. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this behind the scenes tea, what you thought about the episode. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.